Welcome. In this video, we're going to review Le Chatelier's principle and how it relates to equilibrium. So what does this principle state? It states that changing any part of the system via changing the temperature, volume, etc. will cause the system to return to its equilibrium state by shifting to either to the left towards the reactants or shifting to the right towards the products. So let's take a look at an example and see which shifts will occur as we make various alterations to the system. So let's say we have this equation, and we have these possible changes made to the system, and we're going to figure out which direction the reaction will shift in order to retain equilibrium once again. So the first change we're going to make is increasing the concentration of the reactants. So if we increase the concentration of the reactants, that means that we're going to see a shift towards the products in order to make up for the loss of products that is caused by the increase in reactants. And if we remove the reactants, we're going to see the opposite shift. It's going to shift towards the reactants. If we increase the concentration of the products, using the same logic we used before, it's going to shift towards the left, towards the reactants. So if we increase the amount of products, in order as it gets larger and larger, we're going to see it pushed towards the reactants. And removing the products, removing the products will cause a shift towards the products because we want to retain equilibrium. This is pretty straightforward. But what happens if we increase the pressure? You should recall that increasing pressure means that we are decreasing volume. And if we are decreasing volume, that means there are a smaller amount of gas particles. So if we're causing a change that decreases the number of gas particles, then in order to retain equilibrium, our reaction will shift in a direction in which there are greater gas particles. So does the product side have more gas particles, or does the reactant side have more gas particles? Well, let's see. On the product side, we have 2 moles of gas, and on the reactant side, we only have 1 mole of gas. So we're going to see a switch towards the products. And that means that if we decrease the pressure, we're going to see the opposite. So we're going to see a shift towards the reactants, because the reactant side has a smaller number of moles of gases. What if we increase the temperature? Well, in this reaction, heat is a product. So if we increase the temperature, that means we're going to have more heat in the product side. So we're going to see a shift towards the reactant side in order to reach equilibrium. And if we decrease the temperature, we're going to see the exact opposite. So there we have it for Le Chatelier's principle and how to understand how these shifts occur. So rather than memorizing them, I really encourage you to understand how they occur, as I explained in this video. Thank you.